My name is Avinash, and I am a certified nutritionist, and I have been practicing for over 15 years now. And Ms. Sowmya from Cosmopolitan Club has requested me to give a talk today. So today I am going to talk about immunity, since it's the most talked about topic, or at least people are very concerned about having good immunity, considering what is happening with the Wuhan virus and the pandemic. And so today's topic is going to be on how we can actually uh, improve our immunity. But before that, I thought let me cover an entire gamut, whatever is to be covered on regarding our immune system. So when we talk of the immune system, we have the organs that constitute our immune system. The organs that constitute our immune system starts from the skin, because the skin acts as a barrier for anything that actually is going to invade us and affect us. So skin is a barrier, the mucous membranes are our barriers to anything which is foreign to our body, right? The immune system is supposed to protect us from anything that is attacking us from outside, and also in many cases something that attacks us from inside too. So from the external agencies, the skin, the mucous membrane, and the acid in the stomach, all these act as barriers for any pathogens to enter into our body. Also, there are organs that actually are involved in the immune system, which is the liver to a very large extent, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, and also our gut and the intestine, right? So these are the organs that are actually involved in our human immune system. Now, if you look at immunity primarily, the way the immune system acts in three different stages or phases. The very first stage is called as the innate immune system. Okay, the innate immune system is the first rapid action force that the immune system brings into the fore when something happens. Now, this could be a simple infection, or it could be an injury where the skin barrier is broken, and so the body has to protect itself from any infection, right? So in both the cases, the first action is where the immune system immediately responds, and that is called as phase 1 or innate immune system. What happens in this stage? Typically, you have inflammation in the area where it is affected, where the first ingress of the pathogen takes place, either the bacteria or the virus. There is inflammation. Everybody understands what's inflammation. There is some pain, maybe. Sometimes there is fever too, yeah, because the body's temperature rises. Sometimes it is a natural reaction of the body to increase temperature, because a higher temperature could actually kill the virus or the bacteria. So many times we see people taking paracetamol to bring down the temperature, unless it goes really, really high, like 104, 105, which then starts affecting sometimes the brain and our thinking capacity. As long as it is 102, we should allow the body to respond its natural way and not suppress it, because that's one of the ways the body actually is responding to the external threat. And then, of course, while this is happening, while the body is taking care, let us simply talk about an injury to the skin or a boil. We all understand and we all have experienced that. And once the bacteria or the virus comes in and it has not been able to tackle it at the initial first couple of days, there are messenger cells from the adaptive immune system, which is stage 2 of the immune system, which tries to identify the pathogen. Now, the pathogen has got antigens, with proteins on the external covering of the bacteria or the virus. And if that antigen has a corresponding antibody in the body, then immediately the adaptive system of our immunity starts responding and trying to attack and negate the virus using the antibodies which are already there in our body for that particular pathogen. And in the event that there are no corresponding antibodies to fight that virus or bacteria, then the body takes some time to generate the antibodies for that virus, for that antigen, and then it takes a longer time for the body to react. And that's the reason when any new thing comes like the Wuhan virus, the body doesn't already have a repertoire of the antibodies required to negate the effect of this particular virus. So it takes some time. And during this time, there is inflammation. So sometimes there is overreaction by the immune system, the innate system, by the cytokines, and which come into play, which cause the inflammation. And sometimes they overreact, and sometimes there is a negative effect of the immune system too on the body, whereby the immune system itself is damaging because of its very action to that particular organ. In this particular case, in the virus case of Wuhan, is the respiratory system. So the swelling and the inflammation is also sometimes caused by the immune system itself. So it has to be modulated, and there are very many ways and means of actually doing that. So this is the adaptive, and also there is something called as the third stage of the immune system. Okay, and the third step of the immune system is not really the third stage, is the complement system, which is triggered either independently to enhance the innate system, or to actually work parallelly to both the adaptive and the innate system. And it is primarily triggered by the liver, or in the liver rather, and where a series of proteins are released to actually tackle the invading pathogens. Yeah. So this is how in a very short manner I have actually given how the immune stages are working in our body. Right. Now, the next question therefore is, what are the things that influence our immune system? Right. Of course, there are organs that work in case of our immunity. There are stages in which the immunity actually works. But then, what are the things that influence our immune system about how robust or how good and how strong our immune system is? Now, there are basically a few of them. The very first thing is aging influences our immune system, then the strength and the robustness of our immune system. Now, I didn't say age per se, but aging, because the process of aging can be happening for someone even though they may be not aged, right? So there is a differentiation. You could be 50, but you could be like 30 in terms of your body age and metabolism. Or you could be 30, but you could be like 40 in terms of your body metabolism. So there is something called as a body age and how good your systems are working, which determine how good your immune system is, right? There is also what determines is your activity level and the exposure that you have to the environment, how good, how polluted, how pristine, the environment that you're living in. That determines to a large extent of how good your immune system is. If you're already in a polluted area, then already your immune system is having to respond on a day-to-day basis to tackle the challenges of your environment, right? Your activity determines how good your immune system is. If a person is active, then all his body mechanisms are working well, it's well oiled, all the aspects of human health are working well. The human body has been designed to move and not just sit. And unfortunately, our modern lifestyle is where we are sitting most of the time. And presently, in the current situation, most people, like I am actually giving a talk here, and we are rooted to seats. So somehow we have to actually incorporate movement and mobility so that our overall health is good, right? And so our movement, our exposure determines how good our immunity is. Also, stress determines how good our immunity is. Now, I haven't found anybody who is really stress-free, so to say, in today's world. But how well you handle stress determines, how strong your immune system is. Okay, you could be undergoing stress due to circumstances, due to lifestyle, due to work. And if a person is able to handle stress well, then their immune system is also good. right? Now, stress is a big challenge because it is actually a, like they say, a force multiplier. And unlike a force multiplier, it is a multiplier of problems. So if you have problem to a certain level, then that problem is magnified by stress, right? So the stress magnifies the already underlying problem, right? So it is very important to actually manage your stress well. Of course, there are ways and means and there are strategies to do that, and you do well to actually consult people who could help you on that area. Also, underlying morbidities determine how good or bad or poor our immune system is. So if you already are suffering from some disease, long-term disease like maybe diabetes or cardiovascular issues, or even arthritis and stuff like that, your immune system is already constrained. It is already fighting something internally in your body. So for it won't be as strong to respond to a new external threat like the Wuhan virus or the pandemic which we have. So you will have to do something in that situation to actually uh, bring down the load of the existing disease in your body. So it is not just about anymore about managing your comorbidities, but actually seeing how you can actually reverse those situations and conditions in your body and improve your overall immunity. See, everybody wants to improve their immune system and immunity, etc. But the body is not like, we don't deal in silos, right? You can't improve immunity alone and not have your overall health in a robust fashion, right? So everything is overall, right? If your overall health is good, your immune system is good, yeah. And of course, there are ways that you can actually, in a short term, enhance certain aspects of your health. But in the long term, you have to ensure and strive towards having a good, healthy, strong overall health, right? Now, also, if you are not suffering from any comorbidities, how would you know how good your immune system is? It's a very simple test. I mean, how often in the last 12 months have you got the flu or fallen for some fever or, migraines, headaches, body aches? How many times have you taken some paracetamol or some antibiotic course? If you have done those things, definitely your immune system is not as good as it can be or should be, right? So these are simple tests. There is no direct test to test the immune system, right? There could be some tests that can test how strong your cardiovascular system is, or some other things, right? Ophthalmologists can look into your eyes and see how good your eyes are, but you can't do like that for the immune system, right? Because there are so many things involved in the immune system. So these are the influences. And last but not the least, and perhaps the most important influence on our immune system is the nutrition that we are giving to our body. Now, nobody thinks about nutrition the way it should be, right? Because nobody eats nutrition, people eat food, right? And what is there in the food, okay, the nutrition and the nutrients, they determine how good or bad our health is, right? So we need to focus a lot about, are we taking the right amount and quantities and of all the nutrients required for our body to perform optimally, right? If your body is performing optimally, now it can be performing well, but well is not same as optimal, right? Because body also has priorities of things to do. Now, topmost of the priorities for the body is to take care of all the internal organs and their health. Top on the list of the body's priority is not taking care of your hair or your skin or your weight. If people want to lose weight, that's not body's priority. Body's priority is to actually see to it that all your organs or your functions or your organ systems are working cohesively and reasonably well, considering whatever you're throwing at it. What are you throwing at your body? Whatever I talked about right now, the environment, the way you live your life, your activity, and what you eat. Okay, so body primarily responds to three things. One is the external stimulus, right? And it responds to what you're eating, okay, and to what you're doing in terms of movement. So these are the three main things. So if they're all in good cohesion, then the body is in good health, right? So nutrition can be used also to actually take care of some of the negative effects of the other influences. And that's the beauty about nutrition. So nutrition can be used as a strategy to actually take care of all the negative influences of the other influences on our immunity. And that's the best part. And so as a nutritionist, this is one of the best areas that I work in, to see that how people can actually regain their health. Yeah, so this is, everybody can actually take control of their own health once they start understanding these aspects in a very logical and scientific way, right? So nutrition constitutes perhaps the most important influence on our immune system, right? So now let us talk about what are the strategies that we can use to actually improve our immune system then. Though, as I said before, we cannot improve only our immune system. Whatever strategies that I'm going to tell you will also spill over to other areas of your health, right? It will improve your energy levels, it will improve so many other things. It could, in fact, arrest the decline in other functions and areas of your health, right? So that is what nutrition does. So here they are. So what are the simple strategies that you can keep your immune system in good condition, and also maybe try to scale it up and make it a bit more robust? First and foremost is people need to actually make sure that they are moving a lot. Like I said earlier, movement and mobility and is very important for the body. So at least what we say is, if you are doing 10,000 to 12,000 steps a day, so you are doing well. Yeah, the body, all the internal organs are massaged well, they're working well. So this is very important, movement. Even if you are stuck to a chair and doing meetings, in between every 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you can go take a walk, go drink some water, come back, sit down. Yeah, make sure that you're moving frequently. It's not about doing 10 kilometers walk in the morning and then stuck to the chair whole day, and actually then going back and sleeping after your dinner. That doesn't help. So throughout the day, accumulate some movement, accumulate some steps. Walking is very good. You don't have to get into a gym. You can just walk or run and cycle. Yeah, so that's possible. So that's the very first thing you can do. You need to hydrate yourself. Okay, irrespective whether you want to improve immunity or not, you need to drink a lot of water, because water is one of the understated nutrients. Our body is almost 90% water, we all know that. So hydrating yourself frequently, yeah, drinking water every half an hour, sipping on it, have a sipper, and just see that if your weight divided by 25, so if you're like 75 kilos, you should be consuming at least 3.5 liters of water. Yeah, so that's a thumb calculation. Yeah, your body weight divided by 20 to 25 gives you the amount of liters of water that you need to be drinking and hydrating throughout the day. So very important. Yeah, the other thing you can do is to improve your immunity is try to have a cold water shower. Now I know it is winter, and in Bangalore people are they already bring in the woolens and stuff like that, but maybe start with lukewarm water and then turn it to cold. Yeah, in the mornings, try to have a cold water shower and see how it works. Now I know some people will complain, no, I catch a cold and all that. Yeah, okay, try it out, try some strategies. Start with warm, and then as you are bathing, make it cold, and end your bath with a cold bath. That helps, because this is one way in actually waking up your body to some stress, healthy stress. This is healthy stress. The stress that comes from work and hitting targets is not a healthy stress, right? Because those are man-made. So anyway, so this is called eustress, and that is healthy. Now when it comes to nutrition, like I said, there are many things that we can do to actually improve our nutrition. The first and foremost thing is, our body constitutes of immune cells. These are cells and these cells need to be formed, right? And to form new cells, you need to have good amount of protein. Yeah, it makes sense. We have all studied that in school, that protein is the building block of body. What does it mean? As we are sitting here, as I am sitting here, there are cells which are dying and there are new cells which are being formed in every part of my body, right? And if those new cells which are being formed need to be healthy, they need protein. Now, how do you know how much protein you are consuming? Well, check it out. There are so many apps available. All you have to do is feed in what kind of food you have eaten and how much you have eaten, and at the end of the day, it can tell you how much protein was consumed. If you are consuming about 0.75 to 1 gram of protein per body weight, you are doing good. So you don't have to worry about it then, right? If you are not, then look for some sources where you can, conveniently add some protein to your intake. Yeah, that's the best way. Look for plant-based stuff. Everything taken from plants is very healthy for the body because the body identifies it and absorbs it. Simple. Anything synthetic is not good for the body or not as effective in the body, right? So protein. The second thing is, we talked about the immune system and the various stages. Now, in various stages, there are various nutrients that come into play. At the innate level, at the very first stage of infection, especially the respiratory infection that viruses cause, the virus actually depletes the body of vitamin C and vitamin D. Now, if you were to consume vitamin C and vitamin D consistently, maybe have a very high dose for a short period of time, you will be doing your body a big favor by actually increasing the reserves of vitamin C and vitamin D. And that will be very helpful, right? Because that's the first thing that is required by the body, okay? More than 95% of the body's cells have got what is called as VDR, that means vitamin D receptors. And the vitamin D receptors are very important for the first stage of immunity. Vitamin C is very important, right? And then, of course, you need to take a lot of zinc on a daily basis. So minerals. So when we talk of nutrition, we are talking of vitamins, we are talking of minerals, which are key, which are very important in our body, like selenium, zinc. All these things are very key nutrients and trace minerals which are important in improving our body's immune system, right? Now, when it comes to the second stages and the third stages and also healing, zinc is very important. Then you need to have a good amount of vitamin B. Vitamin B is very important, especially for the lymphatic system, and also in the bone marrow. Vitamin B is hugely utilized, right? And if you have omega, a good amount of omega, healthy omega 3 is very important for actually having good cells, good T cells, B cells to actually fight the pathogens which are invading our body. So these are very important nutrients which are already there and required by the body. Now, of course, just like stress magnifies problems, there are certain phytonutrients, or what we also call in modern terms as nutraceuticals. Now, these are plant-based compounds which is not necessarily constituting our body's composition, but which have a beneficial effect on our body, right? So there are more than 20,000 plant-based compounds or phytonutrients, and some of the key ones which help our, especially the immune system, are tulsi, vasaka, muleti. These are extremely good, nutraceuticals or plant-based compounds that can help give you an additional human cover. I also talked about in the beginning that if you have the innate system overacting, that means there is something called as a cytokine storm, where inflammation is just going out of control. That can happen, and that can be moderated by actually taking these nutraceuticals, like taking tulsi, taking vasaka muleti, right? These are super herbs from Ayurvedic, tradition. Amazing supplements which can be taken, right? So these are the things that people can do to actually improve their immune system. So overall, what I would like to say is, in conclusion, look at your immune system as a part of your overall health. Don't just look at it as something that you need to improve so that you can be healthy. No, you can't be healthy just because your immune system is healthy. Your immune system is healthy because your overall health is good, right? So it's the other way around. So you need to actually do some good modifications to your lifestyle. Consult someone. There is no harm. Nowadays, people are consulting people for so many things, right? And get some right information, something that is suited to you. Just don't go on online and try to do stuff just at random. Sit with someone who's knowledgeable and then get the right information. And I hope all of you can actually be a bit more focused on improving your overall health, and in the process also improving your immunity. So I hope this helped, and thank you very much for listening. And in case you want to get in touch with me, you have my contact number and details, and also I have a team of people. That could be somebody in my team that you want to reach out to, and their names are here on the screen, and you can just take down. Thank you. See you. Bye.